like I said, we're going to create a VPC. I need to create a VPC if I don't already have one. So you never use the default VPC for your configuration. Okay, I already have, let me just change the name and call it DevOps. So for okay, so that's the name. I've shown how to create VPCs before. It's very simple. Create a VPC, VPC and more. You can pick how many. Now you have two available zones, which you should have in every work environment. In a production environment, so as a DevOps engineer, you can go for one available zones, you can go for three, it keeps increasing here. You see US East 1, US East 1B, and US East 1C, they are different zones. You can go for one and one public subnet, and that is it. Very simple. You just create. Okay, so I'm not doing that now. The next thing I'm doing is EC2. Okay, so we need our server to run to connect with Jenkins. So the next, okay, now launch an instance, and let me call this Java app. Okay, it's gonna be very simple. I'm going for Ubuntu. I need to increase this. I need more than 1 GB, so I'm going for 4 GB T2 medium. You need more space because we're going to be running Docker. Docker needs 2 GB on its own. Okay, so that's why I'm going for that. I'm using this key pair US East 1. You should create your key pair if you don't already have. If you have, you should go for it. Very important, you must edit your network environment. This is default. I picked the VPC I created so I can edit it. This is it. If you leave it in default VPC, you may not be able to pick a public subnet. Look at the subnets. You don't know which is public, which is private. So most times it's like a guess. You're just guessing. You have three available zones here, but you don't know which is public and private. It can pick public for you, or it can pick private. So it's like more, you're not sure. You're just trying if it will work. Okay, so now we're going for the public subnet. It's you to decide. I refuse to create a private subnet. And this must be enabled. Auto assign public IP. If it's not enabled, they won't give you a public IP. Okay, so I'm not going to edit security group now because I want to show you how it works. You, you don't have to, but let me increase this to 20. And I launch my instance. Okay, so my instance is up and running. So I set the instance, I need a public IP. Okay. This is something you should do to show configuration went where you can just connect from here. If it connects here, it's going to connect any other place. So this is a easier way to SSH into your server through through EC2 instance, through AWS console. So it connects here. So you see it connected here. Configuration here will work anywhere. Let me open my mobile. I don't want to use this. One widget for mobile. Let us do sudo and see that app update. I'm updating the instance. Oh, I made a mistake. SAP instead of app. Okay, okay, this is up. And that's the public IP I copied. The username is Ubuntu, all lowercase. How do you know the username? Let me close this and try to connect. You just memorize it. But trying to connect, you can see the username. So it's the same process they're doing. They're connecting through the public IP address. This is the username. Okay, so that's how you know the username. But now you know it's Ubuntu all lowercase, so you don't need to check for it. And my key pair is EC2. So okay, yeah, US is one. That's the name of my key pair. Go in, accept, and I'm in. So let me update sudo apt update. What's wrong? Okay, that's it. It's updated. I did not type it incorrect the first time. Now it's updated. Okay, so sudo, I think I'm going to the root directories like the admin directory where you can do installation. You can make installation from the previous directory, but is sometimes you're going to be asked for permission. Okay, so now this is what I'm working with. I'm installing Git, I'm installing Maven. First of all, I'm going to push code. I'm going to make a code commit. I'm going to push code from my Git repo. It's going to pull the code to Jenkins, and Jenkins is going to deploy to Docker at the same time build with Maven. Okay, so let me explain what's Maven. So Maven build is like Maven complies Java codes. These codes are written in Java. Maven complies Java code. Jenkins is not as strong enough for Java code, so Maven compiles Java codes and build the application. That's the work of Maven. That's why we're using Maven. So let me do some installation. I'm going to share this with you. This is the commands you need. I'm just going to edit it. So I'm going to change this to 21. Java 17 is kind of old school. It's going to give me trouble signing in. And okay, so this first code is to update your server. The second is to install Maven. The third is to install OpenJDK. OpenJDK is needed for Java applications. So you're trying to install, because we're going to install Docker and we're going to install Jenkins, we need to first of all install OpenJDK. Okay. The next is to check Java version. The next is to check Maven version, and the third is to check the version. Okay. Copy, run them all at once. Stay on the call. Now, I'm not using Visual Studio Code for this particular class, but I'm going to be using it for in subsequent classes. Maybe our fifth week, we're going to be using Visual Studio Code. It's very important. And you must have seen it before. Most engineers use Visual Studio Code, but I don't want to confuse you in this first class. Okay, so this is it. We have Git version, we have Apache Maven 3.8, and I think everything we need is installed. Now, this is OpenJDK 21, the version 21.09. We have that installed. The next thing we're going to do is to install Docker. So you can see it here, install Docker, but I'm not using these commands. I'm going to show you through the professional way of doing that. So you go to Google and you say install Docker on Ubuntu. You go to the official website. This is it's possible some of these commands have changed, so that's why you don't use them. You can copy and use if you trust, but it's like maybe I made this 3 months ago, so I don't trust the command. Okay, so the first thing I'm doing, this is what I need to do to install Docker. Okay, so I run this command and you can see 79 packages can be upgraded. If you run app upgradable to see them, but we're not doing that for now. Let's see if I can make this. Okay, let me make it a little bit bolder. Okay, so you can see it better. Then the next thing we're doing is we're installing the Docker package. So you can see it's all written. This is the official website. It's always good to use the official website because they keep opening, updating all this. It's open source. You need to update. Now they ask, do you want to continue? Y is in capital letter, no is in lowercase. So you need to use um capital letter Y. If you use a lowercase y, it reads as no and it will stop the installation. Okay, so this is it. And first thing is sudo systemctl status docker. You want to check the status of Docker. You will see it's active, so we can see our Docker is active and running. Control C, you see there's nowhere to type. Control C to get into the mode of typing. And the next thing is to start Docker. Docker started, and the next will be to do run this command sudo docker run hello world. Okay, so it worked. Let me show you. Let me go up a little. So you see hello from Docker. This message shows that your installation appears to be working correctly. Okay, so the next thing is that we don't want every time. So this site they give an explanation to that. We don't want every time we want to access Docker, we have to do sudo. Okay, we should be able to say Docker run hello world, and this official website is telling you if you want to do that, you should go next to post installation steps for Linux. You go there and you find this. This will always tell you exist. You do this already exists, and the next thing is that we're going to add Docker to a user group. No one is asking you to memorize all this. The next is this. And after this, you can now say Docker run hello. And you can see it. We do not use sudo this time around. And it says hello from Docker. Hello from Docker. So that's all for Docker. And the next thing on our list is to install Jenkins. Now the step 4 to install Jenkins, I'm not using this command. They work perfectly well, but I'm not using them. I am going again to check Jenkins official website. And this is what Jenkins official website is saying. We should install Java first, open JDK 21. This is latest. Okay. We already done this. We have done this installation. And to confirm Java hyphen version, we can do that. Java hyphen version. So you see we have it already. We installed it earlier on. And the next thing is to the long support is chosen every 12 weeks from the stream of regular release. So there always regular release from time to time. This is long support. If you install this, you should be sure of it working for the next 12 weeks. Okay, so that is it. We run this installation. And Jenkins is being installed. Capital letter Y, uppercase. So the next thing we're doing is that we're gonna start Jenkins. Just if you remember, this is what we did for Docker. So now we're starting Jenkins. Okay. So okay, so we run this, and the next thing is we've enabled Jenkins. The next thing is to start, and the third is to check the status of Java if it's running. So you can see Jenkins is up and running, active. You to get out of here, Control C, get out of here. Then, okay, we should go ahead to access Jenkins, but I want us to do something so we don't come back here, and that is to give Jenkins access to Docker. Both of them are going to communicate. We want them to have access, and it's going to restart our server after running this command. Okay, our server has been restarted. Wait for a few minutes, then we're out of here. Not really few minutes. It should be up. Okay, so it's up. You can do sudo apt update. Okay, so that's it. Let us access Jenkins. How do we access Jenkins? Through our public IP address and port 8080. So this is it, port 8080. It's not going to work. And the reason is that the server EC2 server we created, we did not tell the server that a request is coming from port through port 8080. Now the reason why we're adding port 8080 is because Jenkins run on port 8080. Now we need to give a permission over here. This is it. Details, you can see security here. We need to edit the inbound rules, security group, edit inbound rule, add a rule. Leave here as custom TCP. Right here in the port, you write 8080. So it's showing that something is coming from port 8080, which is Jenkins. We know it's Jenkins. And we are saying anywhere in the internet, anywhere with IP4, We're going to do more of this during our networking week. Okay, so we are saying anywhere from IP4 should be able to access. If this is optional, you are writing this so that if you have a cloud engineer or a DevOps engineer checking your configurations to know what to do when you're not there, they know you created this port, this rule for Jenkins. Okay, so let us save it. And if you go back here now, it's going to open. All you need to do is just refresh. Now you have access into Jenkins. Okay. Okay, let me add another rule. Now I'm here. For us to access the application, we need port 80. That's to access Tomcat application, and that is it. Okay. So I'm coming back to Jenkins. We need to get Jenkins password. You copy this. Go here. You just write. Oh, I need to go to the root directory. Sudo -i. So you just write cat and you have the password. Now you don't have to do Control C. You just highlight and it has copied. Okay. So go back here. You are in. Okay, let's wait for it to get started. Now the username, any name, because as soon as you stop your EC2 instance, you can no longer access this. So it's nothing serious. Just give a username, admin, password, any password. Using OVME Cloud. And for the email address, just give any email. Save and finish. Okay, so first thing we go to is plugins. That's the first place we're going to, the first area we need to go to. Plugins, and we're installing one plugins, which is pipeline stage view. Okay, this is all we need for this class. Go back to the top. Then the next thing we're doing, I need to create security credentials. So the reason I'm doing this is that Jenkins is going to communicate with our GitHub. And for Jenkins to communicate with our GitHub, there needs to be a connection between both of them. So this is it. You go to global, add credentials. Here you choose secret text. You don't have the secret. You can give it any ID, but you need to specify in your repo over here. So this is it. I'm going to explain. This is the ID I'm using. It's already in my repo here. So let me put this ID and show you how to get secret text. So this is how to get secret text. You click on your profile, you click settings, you go to developer settings, personal access token, you go to token classic. Let me delete these old ones. So you go to generate new token, it'll ask you for password. Now we're going to, you can give it any name. Okay. open. Okay, sorry for that. So let's call this Java app. Okay, you can say, give the number of days you want it to last. I want mine to last for just 7 days. Okay, so we need access to our deployment status. So that's why I'm going for this first one. Workflow, GitHub workflow. Okay, I will explain this in Mesops when classes. When you ask, some people just go and pick everything, but I read what I want it to do for me. Okay, I want this to upload packages to GitHub package registry. So that's why I'm going for this. You need to know what you want. Okay, I don't need this much, but let me just go and do that. And I generate. Now you're going to see the secret just once, and this is it. You copy it. This is the secret. Just seeing it just once. You can save it somewhere else. So that is where you paste the secret here, and you create. Now they can both communicate. If Jenkins try to communicate with GitHub, there's already a secret which is here. It will do the confirmation, and that is it. So the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to build a file. You can name this Java app or any name, it doesn't matter. Pipeline, you pick pipeline. And the next thing is I'm going down, I'm going to check change from pipeline to pipeline script. There are different options you can use. And we're going for Git. Pipeline script from SCM. SCM, you pick Git. Okay, you're going to ask for the repository. This is how you get it. You go back to your account. Uh, the repository I'm working on is Maven Jenkins. Is what we're working on. You should hope for your first time to make it easy for you. You should open all this in a new Windows, so you don't have to go back and come. Okay, so this is where you get the repository URL from here. You can copy from the top. You can copy from here. Is the URL code, and you go here. Now this is it. You paste it here. Just accepted it, and the next thing is the script path. So how do you get the script path? You get it from here, pipeline, in this particular code, Jenkins pipeline code. This is the path here. Apply first. When it shows save, you cannot save it. Okay, so you have it saved. You go to build now. If there's any issue, we're going to troubleshoot, but I just try to make it as straightforward as possible so we don't have issues. So you see in 402 microseconds, it has to do declaration, it cloned. Oh, so that's what, let me explain. The first thing I'm doing, I am building a Docker image. And the next thing I'm cloning the code. You can see my repository. You're going to edit this through here and change it to yours. The next is the Maven build. I explained what Maven does. It builds the application, Java application. Then it builds the Java Docker image, and it runs the container. Then you can access it through port 8080. Through port 80. Okay, so I'm going back here. So you can see Maven have done its work. It's time to build the Docker image. The Docker image is being built, and we're waiting for the next step. Hope the class is still recording. So the first recording I did, I shared yesterday, I forgot to share my screen. Back here, the image is still being built. Okay, it's taking some time, but it's not really long compared to a class I recorded yesterday. The longest it took about maybe 15 minutes to get completed. Sometimes 30 minutes you're waiting. We're going to have those classes where it's going to take 30 minutes, sometimes 40 minutes. So I'm going to send this in next another video where I'm going to do something a little bit complex. Okay, so it is done. If you check here now, maybe I would have checked for it built. If you check here now, Docker ES, you can see it. You see your Java app. You can find it in here. This is what you have here. You can find it in here now, inside your Docker container. So according to them, it took 17. It was built 17 seconds ago. If you check it again, the time keeps changing. Docker appears. It's now 40 seconds, and that is it. Okay, so now it's been built. How do we access the application? It's a simple application. You copy the IP address, your IP address, because you're giving it permission on port 80, it will open a Tomcat application. This is it. This is a Tomcat application, manage app. The username is admin. The password is admin. Sign in. Okay. You go down here to web app, and this is it. Open Cloud Academy. This is a simple application. If you go to YouTube, it will take you to my YouTube channel. Okay. If you go to LinkedIn, it will take you to my LinkedIn profile. Okay. They have 26,000. If you go to Twitter, it's X. Okay, this is GitHub, not X. Okay, so that's it. It's a simple application you can play with. Okay, I have other applications, but not for this class. I have an e-commerce app I'm working on for, okay, this is the e-commerce app is not up. I need to bring